Advance at all times and protect yourself at all times. You're both world-class fighters. I expect a world-class fight. Touch him up and go.
Boy, the first thing you notice is Bute's height advantage, but he showed against Librado Andrade in his last fight, Bute did, that he might be more than just a tremendous local attraction. He might be a special talent, and he better be, because he's facing a desperate puncher tonight. Emphasis on the word puncher.
One thing that Miranda has cut out of his game is the trash talk. He's been a lot quieter leading up to this fight. He said when we talked with him yesterday, I've grown up a little bit. I want to talk more in the ring. My trainer is quiet, meaning his new trainer, Joe Goosen. I want to follow suit, feeling more comfortable in my own skin. Let my fist do the talking. Will that big right hand do the work? They're very confident in the Miranda camp, Lennox, that he is no longer just a one-handed, right-handed power puncher, that his left hand has become just as proficient. They've worked on all these little things. Now we'll see in the crucible of a championship fight in front of 14,000 fans on the road if he can execute the things that he's learned in the gym in the solitude of just he and his trainer.
Well, the good thing about it that he's had nine weeks of training, and you know, you have to be able to catch something from there. You know, he's come out in his first round with his left hand out. That's unusual for his style. So he's looking a bit different than I've seen him before. So
9 months of training.
There's 9 months. Well, he's got to have some difference. You know, having a good trainer. I always said he's a great puncher, but he needs a great trainer, and somebody to spend some time with him. So let's see what has come out of that.
Joe Goosen, his new trainer, talking about Miranda, was at the Andre Ward loss last May in California. He was just watching the fight. And he said, as he was watching Miranda perform, he said, this guy is just a one-trick pony. But he realized after working with him in the gym that he's a tremendous athlete, an athlete in hiding. They think they've taken some of the veil off that athleticism with more skill. Bute shoots a left hand right to the chest of Miranda. Miranda works his jab, takes a jab back from Bute. Feeling out process here in round number 1. Great talking with Lucian Bute and his trainer Stéphane Larouche yesterday. Bute has been in Montreal now for the past 7 years, speaks French fluently. The fans and media love him here. Left hand by Bute, then he throws a hook to the body. First meaningful connects so far here in the fight. Bute has been having HBO dinners, they call them, every couple of weeks, where all they do is speak English so that he can handle himself in the fighter meetings. He did a pretty good job yesterday. Miranda to the body. Bute slaps right back to the body, and a combination to punctuate the end of round number 1, as Miranda did not hear the bell, and he went after Bute. The bell begins round number 2 in this scheduled 12-rounder. Lucian Bute in the red, putting his super middleweight crown on the line against Edison Miranda. Pretty good final minute and a half of round number 1 for Bute, Lennox.
Yeah, Bute was looking good. He was not getting hit. He was moving around, using some good footwork. I think it was just a feeling out round for both fighters. And, you know, different things are going to come in different rounds, but you could definitely see that Miranda is changing up his style a little bit. He's trying different things.
Bute got a left hand through that peekaboo defense.
Miranda's always spoiling for a fight, as you mentioned, Bob. What happens when you're actually in there, and you see when he gets hit, he gets mad. He wants to fire right back. But he does seem to be approaching it with a little more technique than we've seen in the past.
And he's a little more calmer than we've seen him in the past. Trying new things. You can tell he's thinking a little bit more than he usually does.
And Bute did tell us yesterday that his jab is going to be the key and that he still has to be cautious. And when the crowd starts getting into it and there's an exchange, he's got to remain focused. He says there is not a minute, there is not a second, Lennox, that you could take off during a round. He said against Andrade, you know, there were different lulls where I could relax a little bit. But against this guy, if I relax for just a second, this guy could knock you out.
And he has the power to knock you out. Sometimes Miranda's moving against the ropes and putting his hands up, inviting Buteing. I don't know what he's doing that for. Maybe he's trying to counterpunch, but
Like the heads came together there.
I thought that was a right hand by Miranda, actually. I thought it was a short right hand on the inside.
what Miranda needs to do, he's throwing that jab, he's just throwing that left hand out there, but he needs to take a step with that jab so he's a bit closer to Bute, even with the right hand. But, you know, more jabs need to come from Edison Miranda right now.
Miranda clearly seems to have more of a plan in there than we've seen in the past.
He's getting a couple of these punches home. Bute, meanwhile, seems like he's doing as much stalking as moving. When he's playing defense sometimes, as we see right now, it's while he's coming forward.
Miranda picks off that jab from Bute. Hand by Bute, touched Miranda. Miranda shoots a right hand, tries to go to the body, and that's how we end round number 2. So we begin round number 3. You heard from Stefan LaRouche in the corner of Lucian Bute and Edison Miranda. His corner, Joe Goosen. Goosen said you got 2 rounds, Lennox. Miranda, I'm not necessarily sure if that might be the case.
Well, you know, I don't think they need to count rounds. They just need to make sure that they win the fight. And I think that's the wrong thing to tell him. You should be telling him he's losing because the fact that he's not in his hometown and he's boxing against a hometown fighter.
And he's losing.
That's what, you know, if Manny was in my corner, he would tell me I would be losing.
You know what's interesting, though, guys? Oh,
good right hand by Miranda to start that exchange.
In the corner, it seemed as though Bute's corner was a little more anxious. And with a puncher like Miranda, you understand why.
And Miranda just came to with a great right hand straight and hit Bute. Bute took it on the chin, didn't say nothing about it, but
combination from Bute. Miranda says, that's all you got? He didn't trash talk leading up to the fight, but down he goes! Oh. With a short punch inside.
I guess he had some more.
Not unfamiliar territory for Miranda. He's been down, but can he gather
That's
something?
it.
Stop. Ernie Cherie stopped it. That wobble back by Miranda was enough to convince him to stop the fight.